Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Newsflash, asshole! I've been hearing it the entire goddamn time!
And we are back. Welcome back to the West of Waterford podcast. That's a little loud. Oof. My name is Josh.
All right, on my end.
All right, on your end. No, you're good. You're blocking your mouth like a naughty little girl who just... Oh, wow. That might have been a little...
Sorry.
I might have taken a little more time to deal with the levels, but yes, welcome back to the West of Waterford podcast. My name is Josh. Across from me, we've got Brittany and an empty chair. He's not here tonight. Of course, I'm talking about D, who I did officially offer him a co-hosting spot along with yourself. So technically speaking, the show now has 3 co-hosts, and everybody else who comes in the future will be guests.
Don't make any empty promises.
I'm not making empty promises. When he's here, he will have the standard of the co-host as well. So God bless that little fella. He's a good boy, and I think he's provided some good stuff in the past. So yeah.
I just want to say,
Indeed, yes.
Happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
You're a co-host too, you dummy. God, Jesus.
I've been looking forward to this all day.
I've been looking forward to this. It's been too long.
The audience doesn't need to know that.
Well, I think
we don't even have an audience.
Well, if there is an audience, and
once we gain an audience, they'll probably never hear this episode because they might have just picked up. Although I got to be honest, sometimes not. There are very few podcasts where I go back and start listening just from the episode 1 if you catch them early enough. Otherwise, you kind of just start where they first captured your interest.
I like to look at the old. It's like an album. I like to kind of see where they came from. What are they doing? What were they doing before you knew about them?
You listen to a lot of podcasts, though.
I listen to enough. You listen to. You listen to obviously the outliers are. What? Well, you name your outliers.
Well, okay.
Who am I to presume?
Okay, it's the only podcast that I maybe have listened to every single episode. Is because I think I caught them early enough. Is Super Mega Cast.
Super Mega Cast.
So
yes.
I have listened from episode 1, and I'm pretty sure I've caught every episode. Not like currently, like I'm a few episodes behind, but I've gone in chronological order. Other than that, I've just kind of started where I started, like with the official podcast. I just kind of started in where I picked up at. May have kind of gone back, but There's only been one podcast where I've done chronological order. So what I'm trying to say is it's rare.
Well, yeah.
It's rare that someone has listened to it from the beginning.
I like to go back and just see how the evolution takes place.
Okay, give me an example of that.
Well, like you can go with the Anthony Cumia show and watch the evolution from a shock jock in his basement on Long Island to actually having property in New York to perform his show.
You started following him very early enough, though. What I'm saying is usually when an audience is cultivated later, you've already kind of phased out.
Other podcasts I listen. Joe Rogan. I'll go back and look at that.
Who on this planet has listened to every Joe Rogan podcast?
Well, nobody. But the thing is, I'll go back to before he first captured me. I'll go way back. I'll do deep dive. I think the thing about Joe Rogan is that anytime you see somebody interesting there, and I don't care who they are. I think if they're interesting, seem like they might have something interesting to say, or just any kind of, and they could be from any walk. I watched a paleontologist talking about his work, and they're debunking the whole dinosaur myth thing, which was surprisingly, it was very good. It was a very good show. That guy could drink.
Yeah, those
he's going to be extinct.
What?
I said he's going to be extinct.
Why?
Oh, the way he drinks. Jesus.
Oh.
He has a fossilized liver. Ugh. God bless. I followed him on Twitter and I was less impressed.
I don't think that's how fossilization works, but...
well, you never know. But no, you do know. Science. Never mind. Follow the science.
Yeah, those JRE clips are very, very fun to... Yeah, I can't remember. I watched some randomly of... some doctor, damn, I can't remember his name.
Lecter?
He's some doctor out of fuck. Sorry, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's some He's a doctor from U of A, and he was into like microdosing of like LSD and like literally like mind over matter type of medicine.
Oh, one of these guys, yeah.
I think it was Wiseman or something. Andrew Wiseman. I can't remember, but he's very famous, and he started doing research like on marijuana, like back when it was like the devil's lettuce, like back in the 60s and 50s and like late maybe 60s, but like still when it was very like
what was
only like a specific people would do that. But he started exploring with microdosing of acid, and he kind of condones it and all that. It was very, very interesting.
He sounds like a student of Michel Foucault. I believe he used to drop LSD and go out into the desert and just stare at the cosmos.
He doesn't do. The funny thing is, he doesn't do drugs anymore, and he hasn't for like decades.
I'm trying to think of that movie as well from back in the day when it was the devil's lettuce, Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness, yeah.
I still think one of the funniest things of the funniest thing in that movie is where he's forcing her to smoke a joint, and she's sitting at the piano, and he's like, "Now play." And she starts playing, and it's like, "Now play faster, play fast." It's like weed is the one thing that does not speed you up.
No, they had no idea what weed was.
She should have been playing like something you'd hear in a broken down stable in America in the 1860s. I mean,
no, she would have been sitting there with her fingers maybe delicately touching the keys, going, "Can you hear it, man?" Speaking of reefer madness, I may have seen a drug deal this afternoon at the local market.
Were you going to buy me my vodka?
I will, but I just thought that was
Did you buy me vodka?
I did not.
Oh, well, tell me about the drug deal, and we can get into marital affairs.
I went to the local marketplace, and in front of me, I saw 2 red convertible cars, 2 small compact cars, next to each other, and then I saw. Sorry, I'll leave the voice there.
Two red convertibles.
Yeah, I got really confused. I thought actually, I kind of like I glanced down because I was looking up a recipe, and like before I go in, I want to just look up one recipe for what I want to make for dinner tonight. And anyway, I kind of glanced up because I just saw somebody go to a car and then jump and then get into another car, and I thought, oh, that's funny. I've done that before, where you accidentally like you actually walk up to the wrong car. And I thought, oh, they're 2 red cars. Maybe he walked up, but I've literally done that where I drive a Mazda CX-5, very common model of car, and I have done that.
Common color too.
Yeah, and I have actually like gone as far as to try and open the door of another CX-5.
But these are 2 red convertibles sitting in a parking lot.
Yes.
And
2 red cars.
This isn't. I thought you said convertibles.
But they were like...
Because I'm thinking that's the least conspicuous vehicle you could possibly have to be doing anything nefarious.
There were 2 different models of cars.
Oh, okay.
But anyway...
2 Maseratis.
Yeah. So I thought... I kind of smirked, and I kind of like looked back at my phone. I was like, oh, he thought that was his car. But then I see him get back out, then get into his driver's seat of the other car.
Did he like do a burnout?
So what I actually saw was... putting together the pieces, what I actually saw was him. They were already parked there when I pulled up. He must have got out of his driver's seat, popped, kind of like got out, looked around. I think that's why I looked up, because I just saw someone like maybe look over their shoulder. And then he popped into the passenger side of the other vehicle right next to him. And it was only like less than 30 seconds.
So it was a drug deal or the fastest blowjob in recorded history.
Yeah.
I'm here for the sex.
In a grocery store parking lot at 3:50 p.m. in the middle of the afternoon.
We live in
a society.
We live in America. I mean, anybody who's walked through a Walmart parking lot knows the absolute horrors of just trying to get from the door to your car.
This wasn't Walmart, but it's kind of close.
We won't talk about where it is. Let's not give ourselves.
But we're not going to triangulate our location.
Well, I don't want to. That's for sure. Ben Shapiro's on the news here. You heard about that? He's moving the whole business.
But anyway, does that sound like a drug deal to you, though? In conclusion, that's my speculation.
Yeah,
popped back out because he did look. He kind of like got out and was a little shifty and like.
Well, either a drug deal or the fastest blowjob in history. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And as I was saying, Ben Shapiro is on the news here in front of me, and he is moving his business, the Daily Wire, from California to Nashville, Tennessee. Kind of want to go to Nashville.
Now, what you see here is look at my little yarmulke. You can't tell I'm wearing it because my hair is also black, like my yarmulke.
Now, I have
I'm a little elf Jew.
I have... Ooh, Jesus!
He does talk so... How does that man talk so fast?
Wow, it's called having a high...
He stutters a little bit, but admittedly, he does not take a breath.
It's called having an education. I'll tell you all about my education. My wife is a doctor. We all are doctors in my family. We're the Shapiro family. And yes, we're very Jewish, but we are also very successful. But that's not an indictment of the Jews. Hello. I like the way Ben talks. I don't agree with everything he says. I agree with him here, there, and everywhere, but not all the time. This person's name is Lisa Bender. Anyway, let's get away from the news there for a moment.
Why did you talk about? What was the point of that?
It's just on the news. Caught my eye.
We have a live news cam active right now on the show tonight.
We do. I retooled the...
Anything that pops up. What are you using there, my dear friend? Oh, I shouldn't actually maybe ask the source.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to...
Twitter?
I'm not going... No. I'm not going to...
reveal your sources?
Promotion. No, it's not. It's not for promotion or anything. It's Sling TV.
Anyway.
Finally, I'm finding a use for Sling TV.
Ooh.
By the way, this vodka is very good. I recently switched back to vodka. I was hoping your little store trip would involve more vodka, but apparently it just involves drug deals paid for in sexual favors.
I have misplaced my ID.
All right.
In the last week, I haven't looked yet, so it's not missing. It's just misplaced. That's how I think about it. Yes, this episode is brought to you by Tito's.
No, we can't do that. No, this episode is not...
Yeah, you can do that jokingly.
This episode is not brought to you by Tito's, but we would like if it was. I'm drinking...
Just look for the copper lid in your local marketplace, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure most people who drink vodka know what Tito's is. It's an American vodka. It's better than Ruski vodka.
I thought it was...
It's patriotic vodka.
I thought it was Mexican.
No, it's American. Let's see. Ooh. Handmade. And it's from Austin, Texas.
Oh, Austin, Texas. That's right. There's a Mexican type of
ostentatious. You were just thinking Tito because you're thinking of Cheech Marin's.
Oh, okay. Texas has a very big Hispanic community. Sorry.
Well, I know that.
Sorry, honey.
But no, you're just thinking of Oliver and Company with Cheech Marin. Hey man, he did torture. Chain me to the wall.
I do not know the reference you are speaking of.
You've never seen Oliver and Company.
No.
The Disney movie.
Did you just mention Cheech and Chong in that?
Yeah, Cheech Marin did the voice of Tito.
Oh, that's right.
His name was Tito. He was a little Mexican chihuahua.
I've never seen that, but isn't that the one where it's like with Billy Joel?
Yeah. Why should I worry?
Yeah.
Why should I care?
No, never saw it. Maybe I should watch it sometime.
It's not bad. It's
pick me up, little feel good. I heard it wasn't. It's not great.
It's not the best Disney movie ever put to.
Is it Disney?
Yeah, it's not the best Disney movie ever put to paper, but it kind of sparked the Disney Renaissance, I guess. That and the Rescuers Down Under. That
was way back in the 70s.
No, the Rescuers Down Under.
Down Under. That's 80s though, isn't it?
Late 80s, and Oliver and Company was late 80s too.
It was?
Yeah, I don't know the exact dates. You can look that up.
The Renaissance was in the 90s.
No, those were the movies that sparked the Renaissance because they because Little Mermaid came out 1989, and that's seen as like this is the movie that will spark the Renaissance of
Can I just point out one?
Did you hear that crack?
Can I just point out one thing? The term Renaissance has been so diluted over time.
Hang on, did you say diluted or diluted?
Diluted is how I pronounce it because I'm a fucking idiot sometimes when I pronounce things. But yeah,
Yikes.
Diluted. What? It's like data,
You're on
data,
thin ice over here.
Whatever. Tomato.
No. Two different words.
I used to pronounce genuine as genuine for about 23 years of my life.
Yes, but diluted and diluted are two different words. Data and data are the same word, just different pronuncia.
Pronuncia?
Yeah, which is the Italian pronunciation. So therefore, I am correct. I am always correct.
But
bow before me.
Do you get what I'm saying though? Like the Renaissance, no, there has not been something coined as the Renaissance that has been as great as the Renaissance.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying though? It's just a weird little thought I had. We can move on if you're not picking up what I'm putting down. But
I'm actually trying to think of a period of time that might have been as good as the Renaissance. I'm thinking maybe the Enlightenment, but I think that might have been before the Renaissance. I'm not sure.
What's the Enlightenment like with like scholars and philosophers like Aristotle and Socrates?
No, that's mud huts and sodomy of children from way before anything we're talking about. I'm trying to think, but
boy love associations and stuff like that.
Oh Lord, NAMBLA.
NAMBLA, that's
NAMBLA. We're here. We queer. We don't want anything to do with those guys.
You have to be under the age of 13. Okay.
I just imagine the spokesman having. I just imagine the spokesman for NAMBLA having the same voice as what's his name? Kids. What's his name? He was on Hollywood Squares all the time.
Oh, he played. Sorry, the guy who played Arthur. Fuck, I forget his name.
We always knew his name. Roger the Alien is based off. I like wine. Full steam ahead, boys. That guy.
Uncle Arthur.
Paul Lynde.
Paul Lynde. Yes, Paul Lynde.
Speaking of things we've been watching lately.
Oh, wait, can we... No, that's fine. We can move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, Bobby, do you have something pertinent?
I'm just saying it's interesting that you've moved on from whiskey to vodka.
Oh.
Because vodka was... Since... Up until now... Vodka's been a big no-no because it made you turn into a bad hombre.
You turned me
and sometimes you would... Oh, I don't want to make it personal.
That's not tequila. It's not tequila. It doesn't turn me into a bad hombre. It turns me into a terrible, angry Russian person.
I was just thinking bad hombre because I was thinking that Tito's does have a Hispanic influence to it, though. I know. Anyway. But yeah, it turns you into an evil dictator and makes me curl up in the corner and cry because you get very angry.
I had a severe problem with vodka when I was younger. Yes, absolutely.
The key word is alcohol and just general.
I didn't have that big a problem with alcohol, but vodka was a big one for me. Whiskey caused me to lose an entire Sunday recently, so I switched back to vodka just to see. Maybe it's time. Because whiskey was my
pick your poison.
Whiskey was my go-to for the longest time.
Your go-to?
My go-to. But,
somebody that you used to know.
So yeah, my Kimbra, if you will. But yeah, no, whiskey started to have the same effect on me psychologically. I think in some ways that the old vodka used to. So I was like, I gotta nip this in the bud.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drink too much beer because beer bloats me, and beer makes me feel fat and sluggish. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try vodka again. I want to give it a go again. So when I drank it at first again, I was like, oh yeah, I remember now. I don't even like vodka that much. So I drink it with Sprite. So I was thinking to myself, well, I'm actually kind of really regulating this now. I wouldn't have more than 3-4 vodka and sodas, and that would kind of cut me out for it. Whiskey, I would drink it raw. I could drink it in Coke. I could drink it with water. Vodka, I can only drink it with 7-Up. As you found out briefly before showtime when you poured each of us a shot of vodka, and I kind of had to be like, no. Tell me, Britt, what was that shot of vodka like?
Oh, I didn't take a shot.
You took a shot.
Vodka. I took a shot of rubbing alcohol.
That's, yeah, I mean...
99.9% isopropyl alcohol.
Well, that's the thing about vodka. That's why, I mean, that's the whole thing about vodka. It's why...
Fine, it's whatever, dude.
It's why alcoholics sometimes do drink, like, things that smell like... Because it smells like hand sanitizer. It smells like a kind of a cleaning... Yeah, it's like a cleaning alcohol, so that's why alcoholics...
Why pedophiles?
What, pedophiles? No, not pedophiles. Pedophiles.
Anyway, in conclusion, so if you're at all thinking out there, I should give up alcohol, think again. Just think about switching what type of alcohol you're using. That message brought to you by Joshua Mulcahy.
That is brought to you by me, and cheers, my friends. I'm going to sip this drink that usually, if it was a whiskey, I would be done by now and be talking a little more like this. I'm regulating, and that's good. It's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. It's all I'm going to say.
I can't be mad at you because I have to say...
I've been better.
Well, no, I have to just say, I just find your little Huey hair coming out of the...
Oh, yes.
Your backwards cap very adorable.
Baby Huey, I'm over here now.
You just look like a 90s cartoon character. And I just want to pinch your cheeks and give you a little smooch.
Thank you very much. So something that has been happening as well, we have been watching, again, late to the party, like The Sopranos. What else were we watching? Breaking Bad, we were late to the party on. Better Call Saul, we were late to the party on.
This falls in the middle because this is what, 2013?
Just another show we were late to the party on. We've been watching Hannibal.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
All 3 seasons. There's only 3 seasons.
Yeah. So far, really enjoying it. There's a little bit, maybe kind of a like. I think you put it best.
Yeah. Can I kind of touch on it?
Yeah,
since
go ahead.
I pointed it out. Yeah. As we're watching the first episode, I'm just like, okay, I kind of get what this show is. Like, I've seen this before, and so it wasn't until we were watching the second episode, I'm like, okay, I gotta see, because I was like, who like produced this? And then yes, I looked it up. It is an NBC show, and it definitely has a network feel to it
at times.
And I have to say further though, and I didn't say it to you last night, but I was thinking, because last night's episode, the last episode we were watching, I was thinking, oh gosh, if they just only centered only on Hannibal's character, like that was your main, because he's a main character, but if that was solely your main character, that would tie way more, and based on the scenes that we see him in, that would tie way more into the tone of like an AMC or HBO show. And I think it would be way more interesting if it only focused on Hannibal, because Hannibal's not your main character. He's kind of posed as a villain, but I would love to just him be the main character and only follow Hannibal. But yes, it kind of splits tones. Like in those scenes, it's like a cable network show. In the other scenes, it's NBC structure and tone. But there's a very like comic book, maybe more sophisticated dark graphic novel, I guess as you put it, vibe to it, because of the stylization and some of those characters, like especially the what's it called, the crime tattle news reporter.
Yeah,
there's just something.
The journalist.
There's something. No, she's a tabloid journalist. She just finds scandal and then she obstructs justice. Fucking anyway.
Yeah.
No,
she's a cunt.
No, she's such a comic book character. Like the way she's stylized, like her red hair, and she wears leather.
I think what Brittany's trying to say here, folks, is that she's hot.
No, she's not.
She's hot.
No,
she's hot to trot.
Well, that's the other thing about NBC shows and those kind of network shows, is that like everybody's just like dolls. They don't look real. Because sometimes there's characters that are just so perfect looking. Okay, that's a big difference between American television and like UK and Irish TV.
Well, I mean, look at the gene pool over there. I mean, no offense to that side of the world, but my God, there's not really much of a gene pool to. Over here, it's I mean, like Americans are in general bigger people, better looking people. And I think
bigger is beautiful, and
generally
like Lizzo,
and generally dumber. No, of course not. I stop clapping. You'll be a good audience. No, there's a difference. There's a difference in the gene pool. I mean, and yeah, I mean, I think there is this thing definitely.
Have you met my southern cousin?
Your southern cousin?
Yeah.
No, I haven't met your southern cousin. Is she hot?
His name is.
Oh, his name? Oh God! Ugh.
His name is Brittany.
I'll just get it this way out of the way.
Brittany Williams.
Yeah, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. Thank you. Dead.
He's my stupid southern cousin.
Well, the main thing about...
He's bigger, dumber, and uglier than me.
Yeah. Although I didn't think anybody could be bigger, uglier, or dumber than you.
Oh.
Oh, you see, they like that. Shut up. That's my wife.
Oh, no. I've been insulted.
Yeah. Yes. But I think the big thing I wanted to start watching Hannibal was because I watched Silence of the Lambs. I watched a pretty second-rate cut of it, actually, on YouTube.
TV edit.
Yeah. And I just remembered how much I enjoyed that world, that character of Hannibal himself. I'm not seeing it yet in Mads Mikkelsen. I'm certainly seeing some of the refinement, but really you don't see the refinement of Hannibal Lecter. Mm-hmm. You get tastes of his refinement in Silence of the Lambs. Mm-hmm. We tried to watch Hannibal. We didn't get through it. That was mostly due to you not being able to watch it for 48 hours, and we didn't get the whole way through it, if you remember. Do you not remember that?
I was not liking it.
Yeah, but I know you weren't liking it. But then again, it's Julianne Moore's Clarice Starling, and yeah, I didn't buy that either. I just don't like Julianne Moore that much. She's got a weird face.
I do like Julianne Moore.
She looks like she was hit in the face with a shovel when she was young. I'm sorry, she just does.
I like Julianne Moore.
She has a face like a foot, and she's red hair. I'm sorry, she just does not appeal to me in any way, shape, or form, unless Mark Ruffalo is destroying her from behind for some reason.
That's what you beat off to on the weekends.
How dare you? No, I do not beat off to Mark Ruffalo or Julianne Moore. I just know for a fact there's a movie where it's a sex scene.
What's that from?
I don't know, but I know it's in a movie somewhere.
I've only seen her nude because of The Big Lebowski.
Oh, she gets nude in everything. I mean, I'm surprised she wasn't walking around Jurassic Park to The Lost World just flashing the fucking stegosaurs. It's like, woo! She was on a booze cruise. She got left behind because everybody thought she was just, hideous. But yeah, no, I mean, I remember watching Hannibal Rising. I watched Hannibal Rising, I think, in its entirety. And the fact that I have to say I think tells you all you need to know about that movie. The first, 35-40 minutes of it are, really good. And then it just kind of like a...
And you're like, that's a waste of time.
Yeah, well, it's not...
I think isn't the only other installment of a Hannibal Lecter film is Red Dragon.
Red Dragon with I was going to call him
I heard
Hannibal
that
Lecter.
wasn't terrible.
Anthony Hopkins, Ralph Fiennes, and Ed Norton, which is supposed to be a very good
What
movie.
happened to Edward Norton? He hasn't been doing a lot lately, and
well, nobody has. Quarry.
Well, I know no, I'm talking about Beyond Quarantine.
What's the last thing I saw him in was
I think it's because he's really difficult to work with.
The Birdman.
Yeah, that was the last thing, and that was 2014 or 15.
But I do bring up Hannibal as well because we are now going to move into a segment we call Pressing the Presses. Oh, God. I should have been ready for that. That kind of blew the ears off me.
Oh, God.
Yes.
You haven't blown the ears off of me, and that's what's important.
That was a bit loud for me. So this is Pressing the Presses. Only one story this time around.
Okay.
So let's get that music down there just a little bit. Again, I kind of produce this all on the fly, so if I blow your eardrums off at any point, I really do apologize.
That means you can't fall asleep to this podcast.
No, we're not a fall asleep type of podcast. Right, hang on.
That's what you think.
So the big story this week has been J.K. Rowling has a new book out, but the problem is she recently made some, shall we say, controversial statements on social media.
That's not any news. She's been doing blubbering, weird statements for the last couple of years. That's all I know her as. In fact, in my notes, I just put J.K. Rowling, alcoholic, says crazy things. That's all I have because I just know she's had a reputation of just tweeting bizarre things and kind of what's the term called? Retro. Oh fuck! What's the term called?
Oh, she
when you take back canon
retroactively.
No, I want to say retroactive, but there's another term for it.
Retcon. She retconned.
Yeah, she retconned a lot of shit from Harry Potter just to fucking fuck with people, I think.
It was to...
she's probably drinking, she's like, what if Harry Potter was a transvestite?
Oh my God. Wow.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, the whole thing about it is yes, and it's very true. She's very middle class. She's very liberal and correct. Yes, she's
middle class. She's rich as fuck.
She grew up middle class until she went homeless and then wrote Harry Potter. But
she went homeless.
She was homeless when she wrote Harry Potter.
Damn, she's a rags to riches stories.
Yeah, she kind of was.
Good on her.
You mean bags to bitch story? Let's see.
And then she became a crazy bat.
Well, there you go. Bag lady's a bitch lady. So here's the story. The once revered Harry Potter author has been repeatedly slammed on social media for her comments about trans people in the past. In June, she posted a tweet mocking an article that made reference to people who menstruate, urging writers to use the term woman. So that's the first part. So she goes on to say, if sex isn't real, there is no same-sex attraction. Rowling wrote. Excuse me. Yeah. Rowling wrote. Ooh. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women is globally erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. Now,
she doesn't sound like a blubbering alcoholic in those.
She doesn't sound
perfect. To be honest,
she doesn't
with you.
sound as idiotic as usual. This is maybe a hot topic button, obviously, what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, this is stuff like, you are going to have people.
This does remind me of going way back to Joe Rogan. He did have somebody on recently that like discussed who like is a hot button issue. She's like, no, there are two genders, and she like and like it was like really it wasn't, not that it struck controversy, but it was a controversial guest to have on discussing controversy around that.
I mean,
I kind of want to look into that later. I'll look into it later. Anyway, moving on.
We don't have to get into that.
But that's why I like Joe Rogan, because he talks to anybody and everybody.
Well, yes.
About everything and anything.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Here we are. Rowling then penned an essay on the matter, attempting to explain her perspective, and revealed she was worried about the new trans activism. It prompted some Harry Potter stars to speak out against her anti-trans views. I don't know if you call these anti-trans views. I just call them like, I mean, she has trans friends. I don't doubt she has trans friends. I'm pretty sure a lot of people nowadays do have a friend or two who might be trans. But I mean, let's be honest, it's a minority, so you're not going to see many of them around. Let's be fair here. And
if they're passing well, you may not even know.
That's very true. And if they're passing badly, you'll definitely know. Because
and if they're passing badly, then you just say, good on you.
I just keep my eyes to the pavement and walk on. And I have a cross burning to get to. No.
Oh my God.
No, of course not. I'm teasing. Just because I'm blonde-haired, blue-dyed, whatever. It prompted some Harry Potter stars to speak out against her anti-trans views. Rupert Grint, who is completely obscure now at this point and is desperate for even just a soundbite at this point, I'm sure, said in a statement obtained by Fox News, I firmly stand with the trans community and echo the sentiments expressed by many of my peers, which means I can't think for myself. Trans women are women, trans men are men. We should all be entitled to live with love and without judgment. Yes, very true. We are, and I believe that's a right. You are entitled to live with love and without judgment.
As long as you're not touching kids.
Yes, no, in which case...
And murdering people.
Bullet to the back of the head. Okay. Couple of things there, I would say. Trans, whatever your opinions on it, whatever the science on it, I'm not going to go that deeply into it, but it sounds to me like Ron Weasley here just needs a job and doesn't want to completely be in any way controversial.
Are you talking about the actor that played Ron Weasley?
Rupie Grinty.
He's got work. He's been working.
As what? A nighttime stripper?
No, he had a film come out. He had a film, maybe just a Netflix original film, but he's been working.
Meaningless, basically. He's been meaningless. Daniel Radcliffe, who has been getting work, sort of, who played the titular character, the big fucking tits character, Emma Watson. No, I'm talking about... No, that was a weird segue.
What?
No,
big fucking tits?
Big fucking titular character. And Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger, who was everybody's least favourite character, let's be honest.
Hermione's my favorite. I don't even really like Harry Potter, so I don't even fucking care.
We're going to get into that in a minute as well. They expressed their support for the transgender community. That's fine. Express your support for the transgender community. And hey,
transgender.
You know what? I support transgender community myself. But you know why? Because they're a community within a community within a community, which means they are a part of a community. So I don't want to segregate them. I would say, hey, come into community. You know. Be communal, just not the communist way. Transgender women are women. Any statement to the contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare associates. Radcliffe is just bullshitting at this point as well, though, I think, a little bit.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, he
does kind of try to save himself here. Professional healthcare associations with far more expertise on this subject matter than either Joe or I. I would like
Joe?
J.K. Rowling.
What is her name?
I don't know. I don't care. And basically, Emma Watson said, trans people are who they say they are. Well, I imagine they are who they say they are, in which case they're like demons in disguise. It's like a ghost. No. deserve to live their lives without being questioned and told who they are. Yeah, that's fine. Exactly. I, as my beating libertarian heart will say, you're entitled to live your life any way you want, as long as you're not breaking the law, hurting anybody. You do you. But you know what? I don't really particularly enjoy when snobby celebrities who basically, and this is my gripe with it really, is that these guys can't say anything controversial. They can't say anything. J.K. Rowling gave them basically a career. It's the reason they're known. And they're going to turn on her just because of a few sound bites that are in the media. Maybe they should have went to talk to her, kind of thing. And maybe, instead of just reacting what's been said, which has been, again, the media, the corporate media is the enemy of the people. I'm just going to say that out straight. Because they constantly distort the view, distort everything. They take things out of context. They could take anything out of this out of context. So, the fact of the matter is, well, oh my God, you saw J.K. Rowling said this. Damage control, because, we have careers. We can't lose these careers. So basically...
And they felt like they needed to chime in because they are where they are because of J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
So they kind of attached to her.
But that doesn't mean they should be disparaging her or destroying her. It should be saying, I don't have a comment. I would speak to J.K. myself, personally. Out of respect, because it was her characters that any of you know who the hell I am,
Yeah, so what's the controversy around her book?
Well, that's not the controversy. Now, just as an addendum, and I'm going to get back to that, and we will get to the controversy of the book, but just as an addendum to that, Robbie Coltrane, who played Hagrid in the movies, has actually jumped to the defense of J.K. Rowling, and he slammed a Twitter generation for taking constant offence to opinions on social media. And he said, I don't think what she said was really offensive. I don't know why, but there's a whole Twitter generation of people who hang around waiting to be offended. That was a terrible Hagrid. But he's right. He's 100% right.
I'm going to go and train my dragon now.
You're a faggot, Harry. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Come on, that's an old meme. Haven't you seen that?
No.
You've never seen that? It was like, you're a faggot, Harry. A what? A faggot. And a damn good one, I'd say.
That word was used in our childhoods. We're in our 30s. We're in our early 30s.
No, we use it in Ireland.
We used it. Well, yeah.
A cigarette. A cigarette is a fag. A
file of sticks.
A cigarette is a fag. You would say, I'm going out for a fag. You coming
going out for a fag, yeah.
Yeah, and I had a friend who used to say, he'd say, do you want to go out for a fag?
Puff him.
Yeah, go on. And then he'd say, maybe after that, we'll have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Good joke. Yeah, bravo. Wow. Woo-hoo-hoo. But they would. Let's. He's 70 years of age. They wouldn't have won the war, would they? Said the 70-year-old actor. That's me talking like a grumpy old man. But you just think, oh, get over yourself, wise up, stand up straight, and carry on.
Don't even bother. You're not. It's
wise
not
words.
Gonna do any good, though.
Wise words from Hagrid.
Don't even bother. Coltrane
maintained that he didn't want to get involved in all that because of all the hate mail and all that shit, which I don't need this time in my life. He's been getting hate mail? You're in the public eye. You get hate mail. You get people who are going to hate you for no discernible reason.
That's when you know you've made it.
Yeah, people can't sit down and talk anymore. That's the thing. I mean, we're sitting down, we're talking, but you know what? If somebody heard me saying those words, they'd be like, I hate you. Instead of trying to understand why I said those words, or any words, or my views, they would want to jump to the conclusion. When the fact of the matter is, you'd probably share more views than you'd oppose. But you only find that out by sitting down with somebody and actually talking to them. Now,
without going too much further into this, it is a world... Never mind, I'll pass. It doesn't really tie to it. I was just gonna say it's a hard world to not offend people, and sometimes it makes you feel like you have to close off from people. Yeah. So it actually does prevent you to want to talk, because a lot of times it just doesn't seem worth upsetting somebody and you getting riled up over it too. Sometimes it's just not worth it.
This is true.
And then that's why conversations don't happen, because it's not
worth the blood pressure, I think.
Yeah. It's not worth the cortisol levels shooting up.
And
that's why we drink. And that's why we fuck. And that's why we...
Jesus Christ.
Netflix and chill.
Netflix in Chili's. Down for the drink specials in Chili's. Because Netflix is there in Chili's.
Wear
now.
your mask until you sit down, but once you sit down, there's a force shield
that
around
doesn't
you.
make any goddamn sense. Also,
That's
Chili's have missed out on a massive marketing campaign there. It was like, Netflix and Chili's.
Yeah.
Let's play with some.
Willies. I got where you were going there. No,
Thank
but
you.
do you realize that's what they're doing in
why I held
some
off.
gyms that are opened, or what they were doing? I don't know if gyms are. It depends on where you're at. If gyms are open.
I know a
But,
Jim,
like,
his legs are open. No, never mind.
Gaim.
Ooh.
Anyway, no. But did you know that like before gyms got closed down here again, they were doing things where it's like they're doing things like in between going to machines, like you had to wear a mask in between equipment. It's like, what the fuck does that do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
You're sweating.
You're sweating
You're
all over
breathing
things, yeah.
heavily when you're on the treadmill, but you don't have to wear a mask during your active exercise because that's hard.
It's all full of shit. That's
That
it.
was just bizarre.
I just think it's all full of shit at this point.
Anyway.
By the way, you did ask earlier about the new J.K. Rowling book in the synopsis.
Oh yes, quickly go on, my dear.
Features a cross-dressing
We got to listen
serial
to
killer. It's the book is called Troubled Blood and focuses the investigation on a cold case, which is the mysterious disappearance of G.P. Margaret Bambro in 1974.
That's just this is a classic plot.
It's a
device.
it's a whodunnit with Norman Bates and Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, the cross-dressing serial killer is not just not fairy tale. That's not the right word. It isn't just fiction. Like, that's based on real life fucking shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you see, it puts cross-dressers in a bad light. That's the big problem with it.
Well, I think cross-dressing doesn't really need to exist anymore because those men cross-dressed because they were being repressed from, like, they couldn't be home. This is talking about, like, people, like, in, like, the 60s and 70s that didn't feel like they could be homosexual.
Yeah.
So they were dealing with psychological issues because of being so repressed and not being able to be authentically who they are. So that led them to do some weird fucking shit. And if a lot of those people were born later on, they probably would have been fine in a lot of ways. There's a lot of theories as to why the things really were crazy in the 70s and stuff like that.
Oh, that's very true.
But anyway,
well, even the 70s. I mean, you're going back further than that, but I mean, you said there's.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking specifically. That's such a trope of, like, you can pull real life examples mainly from the 70s.
Yeah.
Of killers who cross dress. Like, it's kind of a common known feature in our human history.
Yeah. So
at this point,
I think that's because let me just check something here. Oh boy, we are running a little bit late, but no big deal. We are going to move on to our next bit here. She has been dying to get her bits out for you people. This one is called. Yeah, she's even doing a little dance there. It's kind of sexy.
Ooh,
kind of sexy. The cat is behind you doing sexier dances right now. Meow, 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 meow. This part is called Britt's Bits, and this is where Brittany gets to have the floor. Brittany, what are your bits this evening?
Well, I'll move swiftly into it, my dear. As the name of the segment would suggest, I would find it only fitting to kick things off with a story about genitals.
Genitals, wonderful. Doesn't love them.
And as the name doesn't suggest, this is of the male variety. Anyway, I have lady parts. But yes. So
All right, settle down.
A UK man from Norfolk.
Norfolk, but okay.
No, that sounds like you're saying the F word though. Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Now
I sound like I'm saying the F. Continue.
Okay, I'm gonna say it in American Norfolk. That's how you would say it as an American.
Okay, well, you're an American, but go on.
The man's name is Malcolm McDonald, and he had a bionic penis. Let me repeat that again. Bionic penis, as it's coined, grafted to his arm.
Okay.
Okay, so this procedure was, you might be asking why, but this procedure...
Oh, I have many questions, but go on.
This procedure was done in order to restore his manhood after his penis fell off.
Questions intensifying.
So I kind of read some what's the term? Oh my gosh, words are slipping away.
Stage fright.
No, I kind of read some different conflicting. I read some conflicting things, but majority of what I read literally said that it did actually fall to the ground, like it literally fell off. It didn't need to be removed, it fell off. But
that is a day you are never going to forget, by the way. You will know where you were, what the weather was, the time, and the perfect smell in the air. It was like Bedelia's.
It's your own personal Vietnam, it's your own personal 9/11.
Then you quite literally hear for about 9 hours. I mean, he... You continue. I just blew out my vocal cords.
Okay, well, hold on, because this story does have a timeline spanning a couple years. So it all began in 2014.
I hope you're going to explain how this fell off, by the way.
Yeah.
So I know what to look out for.
Oh, I will. I will tell you the how and the why and the what's it.
Thank you.
It all began in 2014. He was suffering sepsis, blood infection, which developed from a severe perineum infection, rust butt, as I like to call it. For you fine folks out there, if you're not familiar with what the perineum is, it's basically the space in between your A and your P, in this guy's case, or for you ladies out there, it's your A to your V. That whole section there was infected.
The grundle.
Yeah.
Trundle along the grundle.
So his fingers and toes also turned black.
Ew.
So it wasn't the only appendage to suffer, but the 45-year-old man knew something was wrong when his weenie also began to char.
Was he, accused of trying to, be racially insensitive? Was he like doing a reverse Michael Jackson, trying to turn his skin, dark?
No.
Oh.
He didn't dip it in the shoe polish, my dear.
Okay, so he was just... Oh, he wasn't doing an Al Jolson. Okay,
no.
Fair enough. Well,
he did not do an Al Jolson to his penis.
But I bet he did shout, after...
Oh my gosh, I'm imagining a man with shoe polish on his dick, but he left the tip still peachy and exposed, and he's talking with it.
Mommy.
I see the moon.
Also, by the way, another word he did say when he heard this. Mommy!
And this is a quote from him. When I saw my penis go black,
I never went back. No.
I was like, this shit ain't gonna crack. No, he's like...
That's how Kate Don it is. This shit ain't cracking.
This is alright.
It ain't cracking.
This is alright. I got a black penis. I got a black cock. All the girls want some black cock around here in the neighborhood.
No, not when it's that small.
Unfortunately, I'm confused because it's shriveling and not growing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
When I saw... Sorry, we're putting words into this poor man's toothless mouth.
Penis.
When I saw my penis go black, I was beside myself, and so was my penis. No.
Yeah. He technically was beside himself.
It was like an horror film. I was completely gutted. Anyway, I don't know.
Gutted came next after the penis falling out. That's when his guts fell out his arsehole.
Isn't that crazy, though? So anyway...
but the fact that his penis just kind of fell off. Do you think it went down the leg of his pants? Kind of like a...
And he just shook it out. What's that?
I don't remember putting anything down here. The weasels were last week. Maybe the weasels are the reason your dick is falling off, sir.
Oh my god.
I'm just imagining down the pant leg like one of those Vegas machines. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I just imagine maybe he got up one morning, he kind of scratching his head, walks into the bathroom, and he kind of looks down to go pee, and he's just like,
spraying everywhere.
Good.
Just spraying everywhere.
Yeah.
Just looks back in the bed. I don't remember having sausages last night. Why'd I burn them?
He's trying to grab something. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? Anyway, so the procedure's called phalloplasty.
Oh, beautiful.
So basically it is it takes flap of skin from the forearm, folds it into a phallic shape,
wait.
including, and this is it. I know you're very into Deus Ex, which is all centered around human augmentation. I don't think you ever were expecting this to be part of human augmentation of the future.
Well, you know what? He never asked for this either, so...
Yeah. This penis isn't just cosmetic. It's actually somewhat functional. Includes artificial pipes for the peeing and such, and mechanical doohickeys for the erections.
Oh my God.
I don't know if he's actually gonna. His testicles were still intact. I don't think there's anything that like he's gonna.
They'd only turn blue from torsion.
I think he's still gonna be shooting blanks. I don't think he's gonna be having any babies with that penis. But kind of interesting.
His erections are gonna sound great. It's like, hey baby, raw. Here we go. What was that? Never mind. That's stage
I wonder
one.
if they installed some extra features like a vibrator, ribbed for her pleasure. Perhaps gave him a few more inches.
It's like a Family Guy. What's that?
Made it
it's
a little
Swiss
more
Army
girthy.
penis. We're gonna have to. It was like, yours is made of much tougher metal. We're gonna have to use the blowtorch penis for this one. Don't look at it. My STDs make the flame burn stronger. Yeah. Swiss Army penis. There's an idea for you folks. Get on it.
But that's actually where human augmentation is going. This would be considered a human augmentation. That's why it's been coined the bionic penis. But here's the real takeaway that I'm getting from this story is just how in God's name did he let this happen? Like, I am massively questioning this man's hygiene and just basic self-care practices. Like,
I have several questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is how I mean, this man, he neglected his body.
Oh, yeah, no, do you think so? I mean, his dick fell off.
Yeah.
After turning a different ethnicity.
It's kind of like when hoarders neglect the fact that there's 17 dead cats smushed and decomposing in their fucking carpet. Like, that's what this man did to his body.
Basically, his penis self-identified as something else and went independent. I mean, but how do you... Ugh.
But, like, the neglect continues because, listen to this. I told you this spans a few years.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So he had his dick attached to his arm, and that was a 2-year commitment. Like, it needed to someone...
Wait, whoa. His dick was on his arm.
That... Not his dick, but, like, the dick that was being created by the specialist.
Which is going to be his dick, so therefore it is his dick.
Yeah, so...
He had a dick on his arm.
So he had a dick harvesting on his arm to be eventually put in the place where a penis should be.
Do we have a picture of this?
No. I mean, yes. I don't have a picture of it.
I'm going to look for it. You talk.
But, yeah, I don't have a picture of it. And actually, it's funny you say that because...
I'm just going to look up old dick arm.
No, just put up Malcolm McDonald, bionic penis. No, there are pictures of him, but it's all censored out. I actually, to be honest with you, because I was like really interested in the craftsmanship. I'm like, okay, how does this look though? And so I tried, and I tried really hard. And by tried really hard, I mean I spent about like 5 minutes at work trying to find uncensored pictures. I thought this is probably not a good idea.
Not as hard as he was on his arm, apparently.
Oh yeah, that must have been such a thing. Like when he was out having a few drinks with the lads, like, oh, he met a new guy. Check this out, and he like. But anyway.
No.
So, yeah, there's one picture where you can see there's other parts of his body that is missing. He has like all 4 of his front teeth are missing.
Ew.
He just does not take care of himself. Clearly.
Clearly.
But anyway. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So. Do you have the one that's like?
Why is that so poorly?
Which one are you looking at?
There's a whole collage of them. It's like really poorly. It's so poorly
honestly,
pixelated. It's so clear what these two are. This one is good pixelation. These two are just terrible. It's so clear.
The point is, like, they can't show that it's actually a penis. I have to blur it.
Oh my God!
But no, I love those. I love that photo shoot. First of all, because it looks like a photo shoot for like your high school senior photos. And there's actually one. My favorite one is where he's like tastefully, like he has his arm up like this, He has his arm up like across his chest, and it's like
Yeah.
delicately draping over his forearm.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, he's kind of a normal-looking dude. Okay, now I can see
The teeth.
that
You see
black hole
the
that
toothless
is his
grip.
mouth.
Yeah. So anyway, let me finish though the timeline and get you caught up to
Sure.
the here and now, which is the last article I saw was in August. So August of this year. Mind you, this was all started in 2014. So he had the dick on his arm for 2 years, harvesting or whatever you want to call it. But after
Festering.
and then he had an appointment where he did get it removed, and then like they had to do a little bit more work in the lab or something, I don't know, before they actually attached it. So that was a separate procedure. Removing the dick from the arm was one procedure. Coming back and getting it put on his groin area was a different procedure. But after a series of canceled, postponed, and just no shows, he has missed a bunch of his appointments, and even though his dick has been off his arm for the last almost 2 years, he still hasn't made it in there to get what the whole point of everything is. So, Joe, I'm trying to say is this man just needs to get his shit together.
So
He's falling apart.
is he literally just walking around dickless? Then?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Do you think he likes it?
I don't know. There's some weird people that have fetishes where they like actually want to be eunuchs. Like that is actually a thing.
I don't know. He seems.
But you have to
he doesn't
remember-
seem like the type. Person.
But you have to remember when he saw his penis go black, he was beside himself.
We are going to take a very short, quick break.
We are.
We are. Not that you'll notice, because I will expertly edit this, and by expertly, you will probably hear a very, very choppy sound. But we will be back right now. Okay, and we're back from that little break. Actually, to get a message there a little way through. Did you ever hear my ringtone for D? It's
no.
it's perfect.
I bet it's racist. Yeah, that is exactly the same music beat I was
course.
going to do.
Oh, of
Or is it
course.
going to be dun, 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 dun. I was just going to literally do
I know.
that.
It would be turning Japanese, but he's unfortunately not Japanese.
Unfortunately.
Due to commitments outside of his control, or very much in his control, whatever way he wants it, D will not be with us for a couple of weeks. So that's just a little update on him, since I know he's everybody's favorite.
You really love that little guy.
I do love that little guy. He's like a little brother to me.
He has a very busy life. He's gonna be more so. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say expect him to be more of a regular guest. He's always welcome, but he's probably gonna be more of a regular guest.
Co-host number 2, third mic. The chair is there from.
So does it mean he's gonna do some prep?
He might have to after the loads he's going to be taking. Oof, I don't know if you get that joke, but
I do not. It seems
prep
like
is an AIDS medication joke. He's not gay, folks, and even if he was, we would love him.
That sounds like such a boomer thing to say.
It kind of does. It's coming from him.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I have something private.
Nah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Get the gun.
I'm only mildly concerned that
Get
I
'em.
might actually burst a blood vessel because I'm
Jesus.
so fucking angry
Oh,
right
wow.
now at your lifestyle choice.
And Brittany, while we did take that short little break, we were getting a phone call.
We were getting a phone call.
We were getting a phone call.
I was getting a phone call.
Well, you were getting a phone call, as a matter of fact.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, on the old-timey phone. Because a friend of ours...
What is this?
A friend of
A
mine...
time-traveling phone.
Well, you do have an oldie time
We have a
phone
red
for some reason.
phone.
We do.
We're as important as the president.
Whereas a good friend of ours, well, a good friend of mine, Brittany, hates this guy. Literally. Cannot
Well, I don't know
stand
who's
him.
talking. I don't know who's coming on.
Well, you do know who it is. It's, it's the 50s guy.
It's our direct line to the 50s guy?
It's our direct
That's
line
his
to the
name? It's just
50s.
50s guy?
Well, we don't know his name. We don't really talk that often because I know.
But you
don't
said
like
he's a
him.
really good friend of yours.
Well, he kind of is, but he drops in from time to time to bring me back in time to the 50s when things were a little bit more what some people's perception of MAGA might be. But he's hang on. I told him to call back as soon as he possibly could.
Okay.
There he is. Oh, pick up, Brittany.
Oh, I gotta pick up.
There he is.
Hello. This is the Mulcahy residence.
Hello there. I'm Mr. 50s guy. I'm still not giving my name or address, but I'll tell you, I'm in a certain decade. How are you doing, lady? Have you made me my sandwich yet?
I don't know how that would work. I don't know how to make time-traveling sandwiches to be delivered to you.
That's because you're a lady, small-brained, inferior to the man who knows how to send your husband things through time. Indeed.
What have you sent him through time?
I hear that pussified bitch you married, that man you married, doesn't drink whiskey anymore. I'm drinking a fine whiskey. Right now. In fact, you can probably hear it swishing around in my fine glassware. Yes.
Listen to me, you fucking asshole. Just give us the shit and move on, will you?
Ah, there you are, bitch.
Yeah, why have you called us other than wanting a time-traveled sandwich sent to you? When you're clearly the one that has the time-traveling technology.
The time-traveling technology will bring itself to fruition in about 2 years.
I don't know why. I'm actually holding a phone.
I don't know why you're holding a phone either.
A headphone to my head.
It's really...
We don't actually need... We just talk to you through the ether. We don't need a physical telephone.
Yes, you're like a more legitimized version of the ghost hunters.
This
Indeed.
is.
Indeed.
I don't know what's going on. I'm a little bit terrified.
The only
Josh,
reason...
help me.
You're on your own at this point. I just want to know what he wants so we can get him off the fucking line.
Yes, well, hey, pussy bitch boy, and your...
I don't think...
Maybe your woman should be with a real man. Make him sandwiches. Stay at home and tend to the children instead of going out and being a career lady. But I'm just calling to give you something from my...
I have a very feminine career.
How dare you talk across me?
You might approve.
How dare you talk across me? Know your place, woman. Get in the corner. Put on the dunce hat. They're very big here in the 50s. I just came here to show... Yes, we shame our children with them. Stupid children sit in the corner with little clan hoods on that say dunce. The clan is also a big thing here. Not that they're good or anything. I don't particularly support them or anything. How do you feel about the clan in your time, Brittany?
In our time?
Yes.
They're
clan.
A dying breed, and thank God that they're rotting off the face of this earth.
Ah, good.
Just like people like you should also leave. Actually, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. You haven't been that highly offensive, so... I'm kind of okay with that. I'm a little bit...
We have a vocabulary. Would you like me to break into the vocabulary?
You have a vocabulary?
Yes. You don't know what a vocabulary is? Of course you don't, you primitive-minded wench. Aha. Now, the reason I'm here is just to drop in a sweet bit of information from...
Leave the bits to me, brother.
Oh, no. I'm getting another call, but... It seems to be coming in from... Oh, never mind. It was just my maestro who has this wonderful 3-piece band playing soft and soothing music for you people in the future. Yes. Do you still have jazz where you live? You don't even seem to have whiskey. Bitch boy, stop drinking it.
Okay, enough about my fucking alcohol consumption. Can you please get to the... Brittany, don't engage him.
She shouldn't be engaging me anyway.
Actually, Russians are known to be very macho men. Have you ever heard of this
Russians?
Fella?
Russians?
He rides on the back of a horse shirtless. It's the most manliest man shit you've ever seen.
I know about Joe Stalin. He's a good guy. Helped us in the war, you know.
Very handsome young man, I must say.
I think there might be a few
Josh,
problems.
I'm actually kind of liking this guy a little bit.
You're liking the 50s guy? Why don't you come back in time, baby? Maybe I will put a wedding ring on it and we can have consensual sex.
I thought you were going to say I'm going to put a wig on you.
It's consensual sex that will feel like a rape. It'll be terrifying, but you will love it. And you will stick around in an unhappy marriage to me. Yes. Now, I'm kind
of liking it.
You have no idea how much of a phone bill this is ringing up. I really need to just pass you on this. Josh, if you would check your future computer. I don't see what's so great about them. Ours are about 30 times bigger. But if you would check your future computer, we'll have an article that came out this week in the
What else is bigger in the 50s?
You have no idea, baby. The bands are bigger. In fact, they're called big bands. They're wonderful. The drinks are bigger. And every food meal that you buy at a fast food restaurant establishment, which was invented last week, you get a burger and a Lucky Strike. It's wonderful. The cigarettes are bigger too. Anyway, this article comes from a section called You Said It in the New York Mirror, and I hope you enjoy reading it. Thank you. I'm getting out of here because I have better things to do, like go out and chase after saucy dames who dress like it's 1923 and have haircuts like men in your future. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye, folks.
All right, there he goes. Thank God I had to end that.
I'm really glad you are nothing at all like that guy.
Yeah, no.
I'm grateful to be a woman in
Great,
2020.
It's good to know you're happy I'm a bitch, but let's see what he's saying.
No, you're nothing like that guy. I wasn't saying I agreed with what he was saying about you. I mean,
all right.
Sometimes I kind of want you to throw me around and smack me about, but
this admittedly is a kind of a great article. Wow, I like this. If a woman needs it, should she be spanked?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes. All right, so
spice things up in the bedroom. Is that what it's talking about?
We have 4 men here. One looks like he works for the Gambino family. One looks like Frankenstein went to college. The other looks like a dock worker who thinks he's in college. Fourth guy kind of just looks like a psychopath. Yeah, a little bit. So let's go with the first guy here. Miguel, so the question posed to you, Brittany: if a woman needs it, should she be spanked? What do you think?
I'm thinking of like that 50s guy. That 50s guy got me a little hot under the collar. I haven't been spoken so rudely.
Oh, rudely.
In a while, and I've kind of forgot. As we all know, women sometimes really are attracted to assholes.
Ooh.
And it kind of just triggered my reptilian brain to kind of want to be smacked around. So if it's talking about in a sexual nature, then yes, by all means, you should probably spank her.
Do you know who's also attracted to assholes?
Wait, what the fuck?
Homosexuals.
We ended that call.
Because we don't do anal in the heterosexual manner here, but the homosexual does.
Are you still here?
Yes.
Get off the line.
Bye.
All right, he's gone. I think he's gone this time. So let's actually get into this article.
But is it in a sexual matter? Let's see.
Well, let's see. I mean, if a woman needs it, should she be spanked? Miguel Matos says, from Brooklyn, he's a counterman. Why not? If they don't know how to behave, by the time they're adults, they should be treated like the children they are and spanked. That ought to make them grow up in a hurry. If it doesn't at first, they'll soon get the idea.
That sounds more like if it doesn't at first, it soon will.
Did Miguel, is Miguel our 50s guy? Did he write in? The next guy, Frank Desiderio. He's a Brooklyn barber.
Frank Desiderio.
Frankie Desiderio. In fact, I think they should probably have their come in for a shave and be cut with my slices. God, I don't know any barber lingo.
It's a barber / a butcher shop.
Apparently.
Come get your gabagool while I gabagool
Come
your
over here,
goatee.
get the gabagool. Where's the gabagool? There's no gabagool here.
Eat some gabagool while I slap some shaving foam on your face.
Terrible joke.
A hot towel wrapped around your mug.
Awful joke from me, by the way.
Yeah, fuck.
I fell over it.
You fell over it
I saw it, and I saw the finish line, and I just
sad
fell.
penis falling off into the ground.
Yes.
That's exactly what
so Frank says, yes, when they deserve it. As a barber... Okay.
He is a barber.
He's going to explain his expertise as a barber and how that needs to be.
Wait, did you already say he was a barber before you started reading it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so it felt more subconscious that I knew he was a barber for some reason.
Oh God, look what this guy's going to say. As a barber, I have a lot of faith in the hairbrush.
Ooh.
Okay, this guy's making it sexual. Yeah, you're my dirty girl, and I'm your barber. Here's the hairbrush.
What's with that?
I think there are certain cases when it is advisable. When it is, there is no reason why you shouldn't go right ahead and do it. I can't knock the idea. In my business, a man sets a lot of store by the results he can get with a hairbrush properly applied.
Oh my God! What the fuck kind of twisted poetry is that?
I think he had
the middle class man.
I think he had a dementia attack right in the middle of it. Jesus Christ! He's like, I can't knock the idea. In my business, a man sets a lot of store by the results he can get with a hairbrush properly applied.
I think it was more like the journalist trying to frantically write it down in shorthand, and then when they got back, they're like, "Oh,
he didn't make a lick of sense."
Yeah, no, or either he wrote it down and he couldn't. He's like, "Oh, I don't know."
The next guy.
Anyway, no.
Oh,
the whole hairbrush thing.
Is that getting you hot on the collar too?
I just thought of
Do we need to try something with a hairbrush later?
I just thought of the whole VeggieTales thing where there's a song where the guy, little vegetables running around going, "Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh,
Okay, I think we get it.
Is my hairbrush? So I
next-
can spank my wife with it.
So the next guy, Teddy Gallet.
Adult version.
He's also from Brooklyn. These guys are all from Brooklyn.
Well, yeah, it's probably a New York article you're reading.
There are other boroughs in New York. I just think Brooklyn's full of woman beaters at this point. Wife beaters. He's a parking lot attendant, Teddy is. And he says, you bet. He
wouldn't sound like that. A parking lot attendant?
He says, you bet.
He'd be like, you bet.
I'm not doing voices here.
Oh,
He says, you bet.
You're doing all 50s guy voices.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
He says, you bet. It teaches them who's boss. A lot of what you're a parking lot attendant. I sincerely see the reason that he would need to feel the boss.
Are all these men married?
I don't know. There's nothing about that. A lot of women tend to forget this is a man's world. Oh God,
this is a man's world.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean MAGA. Okay, I'm going to agree with him here.
Be nothing.
And a lot of men who stepped down as boss of a family wish they hadn't. This sounds like mob connections.
I'm stepping down from the Gallipoli family. You boys know what to do. Nobody steps down. You get beat out.
Extra, this just in. 4 Brooklyn men say, go ahead, spank your wives, spank your ladies, spank your girls.
He does finish up with this, so spanking might help them get back some of the respect they lost.
What?
Yeah. Teddy and I are now kindred spirits. Thank you, Teddy.
I love how this is just like right off, like just like off the cuff. It's like, oh yeah, no hesitate. I wonder if they just spit this out, no hesitation. These answers.
I love the way all these names. By the way, the first guy is clearly like Matos, so Miguel Matos, so he's clearly Hispanic.
Clearly.
Frank. Well, look at his name. Look at his face. The next guy, Frank Desiderio, is clearly Italian.
Yeah.
The next guy is probably Greek.
What's his name?
Teddy Galilei. Galilei.
I don't know.
He could be Greek or Italian. And the final guy has the most boring name of them all. His name is William Davis. Bill Davis.
Just a white guy.
It's a white dude, and he's a toy factory owner.
Oh.
From Brooklyn.
Oh wait, you still haven't read all of them? Fuck.
This is the last guy.
Okay. Toy owner. Oh,
He's
that's
a
might
toy
be created.
factory owner. Yes, most of them have it coming to them anyway. He just walks down the street and sees a woman coming towards him. You have it coming. Just beats her with a toy train he was bringing home to his son.
So if this is okay,
as an apology for beating his wife to death.
I'm like split on all this, because if this is from like Domestic Violence Daily, then it's one thing and I disagree with it. But if it's like sexual fantasy,
I don't think
daily.
It is. I think it's just wife beat daily. While he beat off daily.
It's just like an Italian guy like with like a wife beater on, like a pipe, like a lead pipe in his hand. He's like.
All right. So he does say most
in the kisser.
Most of them have it coming anyway. If they don't, it will remind them how well off they are. I subscribe to the theory that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of the cure. That's actually not a bad way to finish that. I don't think that's... I don't
understand that last sentence.
An ounce of the prevention is worth more than a pound of the cure.
I need them to explain their theory.
It's kind of like the whole idea, like they started a band called The Cure. They were very successful, so I started a band called Prevention,
Josh.
and that was more.
I'm just wondering, I think their philosophies are slightly flawed.
Well, they all advocate woman beating. So what do you think?
I mean, spanking's...
Well, spanking is not woman's beating. Some women do like to be spanked. Let's face it. Some men like to be spanked too.
Okay, I guess.
Have you ever seen a football team?
If the article is straight out, I think the article is like spanking as a gateway to smacking her in the face.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Then, yeah, these men should be thrown in jail.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's a little bit harsh, I think. But anyway, we are just about out of time here. Good fun show tonight, actually, I believe.
Let's...
Yes? Let's what? Let's
Nothing.
rock? No. Go on, Brittany.
Yes, let's pat ourselves on the shoulder
All
for
right.
an entertaining show that we, the people, deliver to you,
I thought it was fun. I thought there was a lot of fun
I'm
in
glad
that.
you had fun.
I did. Did you have fun?
I did have fun.
Good. Well, then let's do this a little more often.
Ariel's gonna grade herself at the end of the show. I'll give this show a B+. Plus.
Well,
what do you
no,
think?
we don't have to. I didn't say that. I just happen to be stating a
lovely
fact.
people out there, please don't forget.
All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Jesus.
Lovely people, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Because we will
share,
have more episodes.
Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't tell grandma; she'll just be upset.
We're gonna disable the comments though, because we don't. We
No,
just
we're not
want to
gonna
live in a
disable.
bubble of
Ignorance. Thank you very much for listening. If you had listened, my name is Josh. My darling wife, Brittany. The chair is empty. We will fill that soon, either with D or a
Brittany.
or another ghost of friends past.
Ghost of friends past.
Well, we'll see what we
Hey,
can
I'm
do.
50s guy.
I think a room works better when there's 3 in it, and hopefully we can get somebody in that chair very soon.
All
But
right, stop breaking the fourth wall about your thoughts and feelings about the show.
well,
Just
I just do
end
that.
the damn thing.
All
already.
right, ladies and gentlemen,
Grow
thank you
some
very
balls,
much for
you
listening.
Pussy boy.
Thank you very much. That asshole.
I liked him.
Asshole.
I liked it because he put you in your place.
I know you
and
liked
called
him.
you out for your
And back I am
Betamax.
again to say goodbye to you fine folks. Have a lucky strike and a beer while you're at it.
On me.
Yes.
And
Bye-bye.
I'll make you a sandwich. And you can spank me as many times as you want.
Sorry, bitch. I don't like your type.
I'm not talking to just you. I'm talking to all the lovely fellas out
Oh.
there.
Well, I didn't know the ladies in your time were into bull dykes. Now I'm out.
And there he goes again. Jesus. Like, share, subscribe if you like what you heard. Things will get better.
You
Don't
only
worry.
told once.
And
Things will
we're
get
gonna get out of here. Thank you
And this
again.
is the time of the show where
Bye.
I take my papers and go,
Say goodbye.
bye.
Bye.